Hello and welcome to the Living Life Short Discourses on the Greatest Call channel, the global voice for expanding consciousness. The journey within which we find ourselves is etched. Life, or simply living in this spaceship, is one which is powerfully, unfairly, and unfolding based on the content of consciousness. Content of consciousness. And just as the seed of a corn shall unmistakably sprout, the plant called corn plant, when suitable environment is provided, so shall consciousness never fail to unfold its content when not stymied or manacled with fear and doubt. And most importantly, when the goal, object, condition, or conditions we want our aspect of consciousness to experience is clear. Again, just as the seed of a corn shall unerringly, unmistakably sprout the corn plant, when suitable environmental conditions are provided, so shall consciousness never fail to unfold or unfurl its content when no obstacles, or when not stymied or manacled with fear and doubt. And most importantly, the goal, the object, the condition or conditions that we want our aspect of consciousness to experience or see or have is clear. Consciousness, folks, like you all do know who have been on this channel many times, mostly through thought, is the master architect of our lives. Consciousness, mostly through our thinking or our habitual way of thinking, shall be or is the master architect of our lives. However, the most important thing that we all do know as well is that we ourselves can control our thoughts however we want. One of the most important things in life is that we cannot control outside conditions, but we do not need to control outside conditions. The only important thing for us to do is to control our thoughts, and outside conditions shall be woven based on our habitual way of thinking. And we shall continue to glean the best knowledge and narratives from every corner on the planet for the singular purpose of expanding your consciousness, folks, and that of mine, and that of mine. Through the action of thought, we do impress our consciousness, and that becomes the seed or content, or essentially the substance with which consciousness shall unfold. The substance with which consciousness shall unfold. You know, when we do go out there and talk to people, we see a lot of our species, a lot of the Homo sapiens, a lot of us on this planet don't really understand our essence. You know, what makes us who we are as a species, and what and how our lives are determined eventually. How and what we do experience eventually. Not more than 1 in 100 do understand this. And the good news is that you're on this channel listening to know how consciousness works. For that is all there is to life. Consciousness. The planet is powerfully and purposefully awakening, so this number is gradually increasing. It's not just about manifestation, you know. Manifestation is subordinate to the law of consciousness. To understand consciousness and its operation, we become totally different beings that we cannot not choose who we want to be, but powerfully and blissfully expand in everything. Our gaze and gait shall be unique. Once we do understand the laws of consciousness and we do act upon them, for after understanding, there is no going back. There is no going back. And once we do that, we do expand blissfully, and our gaze and gait shall be unique, shall show or be the embodiment of someone who is highly evolved, a highly evolved being. And we do not need to communicate thus, as it will be too palpable, it will be too conspicuous not to be seen, not to be noticed by all. Will be too palpable and conspicuous not to be seen. So we do not need to even communicate it at all. Sadly, most people are still not very concerned about the higher knowledge that is the most important determining factor in our lives. But there is no rush. A time will come, they will know. A time is coming that they must know. No rush, we shall wait for them. We shall patiently wait for those who are not concerned about a higher knowledge of life. They cannot not want to do it. It is who they are. It is their essence. It is consciousness. 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 And again, consciousness, folks. You know, a good portion still think life happens to them, and mostly luck or chance is what makes people more successful, or the lack thereof. Luck or chance is what makes people more successful or achieve or become what they want. Nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing. In a universe where even with our limited knowledge of any insights, we could still predict by calculations a lot of activities to the last microsecond, how then should we base the most important thing, i.e. becoming who we want to be, on chance? On chance. It is perfectly and unmistakably governed by law, the search of which we shall find. And if we subsequently, should we live our lives by such laws, shall not fail to work to the Lord. It shall translate into our lives. We shall see it. We shall experience it. And we shall unerringly expand aspect of consciousness blissfully. Blissfully. No one can be unstoppable or can unleash their inmost desire. No one can function on full throttle unless and until they are doing what they deeply feel to do from within. From within. It is out of the within would we constantly bathe in cosmic energy. The energy needed to be unstoppable is not only from food, folks. It's not only from food. Else, those who eat well would all have this energy. It is cosmic energy. And the question is, have we ever seen anyone working in or at a job they hate that do have these? They do not. They cannot have it. Most of the time, their energy is totally the opposite of that. They are mostly depressed, looking forward for Friday night to unwind with intoxicants with other miserable and depressed folks, because misery loves company. Misery loves company. Conversely, those who love their work, on the other hand, barely work a day. They think and talk about work even after they have left. And they always seem to have more energy. They have more than enough energy for themselves and to share. Nothing is worth doing unhappily, folks. Nothing is worth doing unhappily. We have mentioned this many times on this channel, on the Greatest Call channel. Nothing is worth doing unhappily. If it doesn't help with your expansion, start withdrawing your consciousness from it towards the ones that you love, and they shall wither or fall off. From your experience, from my experience, they shall wither. They must, because it's the law. You probably wouldn't want to quit suddenly, but this is what you can do. This is what I can do. This is what we should do. We can start to ensoul our inmost desires by constantly visualizing them and giving gratitude to the ultimate consciousness. By so doing, we are planting a new seed for our next step. And the time for germination of that seed is not in our domain. It's not in our domain. It's not being determined by us. That is where most of us lose hope. The time for us to experience that is totally in the hands of ultimate consciousness. We think because we cannot see the dream yet, the dream we have now, it is not on its way. No, folks, no. As long as we keep on visualizing them and giving gratitude, the time for us to see our dreams is totally in the hands of ultimate consciousness. And we must see that. We must see our dream. See, the destination, the end goal, the mansions, the cars, the book that we want to write, the music we actually want to come out with is not the most important as the journey in stretching, in expanding to acquire them. For example, when you are going on a vacation, you expect to go through all the details of the trip, to enjoy every and each moment of the trip before returning to your home. If your ultimate destination is coming back to your house after the trip, then why at all go? You're going and you'll be coming back, and that is your ultimate destination, is to come back to your home. So why at all do you go? Why do you even leave the trip? Why do you leave to go to the trip? You should just stay home. That if I am eventually gonna come back home. Why should I even go at all? So, the goal, the book we want to write, the mansions we want to build or live in, the cars we want to drive, the education, it is not the destination. It is the journey in stretching, the journey in who the goals make us become, the journey in stretching forward. That is the goal, not the destination. That is the bliss of expansion. The stretching makes you become a totally different being from expansion of your consciousness, of my consciousness. And that is where all the fun or the bliss, and that is what we should do with our utmost attention, care, and love. The journey, folks, the journey towards the goal is what should be enjoyed the most. So if the journey is the reward, if it's the joy, then why do we worry ourselves so much to depression that is not happening now? It is happening now because you are going towards your goal. You are stretching forward. You are constantly expanding. You are totally becoming a new being. To be in full throttle, to fully expand along our individuality, to fully express our consciousness, to become unstoppable, we need to fully act from within. Let us ensoul everything we feel we would love to experience before our expiration from this plane. Everyone who has been able to do so thus, whether consciously or unconsciously, mostly the latter, use this. They are passionate and could only do so thus. Passion could only be had and sustained when we do act from within, regardless of what is being expected by us or of us from without. And we shall continue to glean the best knowledge and narratives from every discipline on the planet for the singular purpose of expanding your consciousness, folks, and that of mine. Sell not your consciousness. Let us not sell our consciousness. Your consciousness, my consciousness, folks, is the most important asset we have. How do you want to use it? Unhappily working 9 to 5 just to pay bills and living miserably? Again, nothing is worth doing unhappily. No one who is working in an area or industry he or she despises would ever be able to do their best. They shall only do what is expected unhappily and miserably, and that their dreams and inmost desires shall continue to be deeply buried, sadly, within them. Their inmost desires and dreams shall continue to be buried deeply within them. Every consciousness came here for unique experience. Ask yourself, is what you are going through, is what I am going through now, is what we are going through, what we feel deeply we sign up for? Did we sign up for all these? Let us take some time each day to sit quietly and quieten our mind with our eyes shut for a few minutes and ask ourselves, is this what I sign up for? Is this what we sign up for? Am I happy enough? Am I living a life I really love? The first few days would be hard, of course. Everything worth doing is worth doing poorly first. The first few days are going to be more difficult as our mind will keep wondering about everything and may even retort, what the heck are you doing? And not going to change your car's engine oil or clean the kitchen stove or preparing to go to work. You're wasting your time sitting here and asking yourself questions. The mind must do this for the first few days. The mind would move around everything, but introspection that you wanted to do at the beginning of this exercise. However, if we persist and continue to do so thus, a time will definitely come when we shall be calm and peaceful, and the inmost desire of our souls, of your soul, of my soul, our consciousness shall begin to unfold. It shall be so glaring to you, it shall be so glaring to us, nothing will be more important. Nothing shall be more important to us. For us to clearly see this, the flames of unrelenting destruction around us should be squelched or put off. Again, no one can be unstoppable if they are doing things only because it is expected of them. However, if we do things which are our inmost desires, we promise you the energy, the logistics, all the power we need shall be given to us to unfold that seed in our consciousness, And sometimes we talk about luck, oh, he or she is lucky. No one is born luckier than the other. No one is born luckier than you. If you are hearing this message, no one is born or was born luckier than you. If you are alive, you were selected out of almost unlimited number of possibilities. Unlimited number of possibilities. So you being here, you have defied any luck we have ever seen on this planet. You were impossibly lucky to be here. So we are all on the same level of luck. The reason others have lives that seem so effortless is because they have consciously or unconsciously, mostly the latter, they have tapped into the knowledge of consciousness and they are using this knowledge to their benefit and expansion, mostly unconsciously, but they are using the knowledge. If we can all sit and analyze and learn the laws of our being, there is absolutely nothing that will be beyond our reach. Our lives would not only be unstoppably beautiful, but one full of profound bliss. One full of profound bliss. Again, let us spur humanity's expansion forward by learning to do what we want to do. And that is the only way we can unfold our consciousness blissfully. No work we do from within shall be mediocre. People shall marvel at our energy levels. And since blissful expansion of consciousness is contagious, they shall want to be around us. They shall want to be around you, folks, and want to peep into your secret and learn from you unconsciously. You shall make them less despondent. Your energy level shall uplift them. You shall make them less depressed. You shall unconsciously pull people towards you. You shall unconsciously help them to expand. we have talked about the indivisibility of consciousness, meaning it etched one part expansion helps the whole. One part expansion helps the whole consciousness. Your expansion, your understanding of consciousness and living the laws of consciousness to expand invariably helps the whole. We are all essentially sharing the same consciousness. What we do to others is long done unto us. Likewise, our expansion consciously and unconsciously help the whole. It does help us all. Again, folks, to be unstoppable, to function on full throttle, let us sell not our consciousness for absolutely nothing, not for anything, not for even everything on the planet. Nothing on the planet is worth doing unhappily. Nothing. The timing for you to fully see everything in physical 3D world, for your consciousness to experience physically, is not in your domain. It's not your duty. Leave that absolutely in the hands of ultimate consciousness, because the how is never your domain, but the belief in the what. The belief in the what and doing every day what comes to you cheerfully and happily will be the fertilizer for the end goal to be seen. In our daily lives, let us have an ultimate goal we want to see. Do things daily that we love to do, giving gratitude to God, to ultimate consciousness, to Brahma for life. And we can promise you, you shall be unstoppable. You shall see the what, the essence of your goals sooner than later, and would go ahead to set different destinations to experience, thereby increasing your plateau of excellence and expansion of your consciousness, For that is the destiny of the human spirit. That is the destiny of the human soul. We promise you, you shall be unstoppable. Your gaze shall be direct. You shall have way more bliss than you have ever seen or experienced. And then we shall all know the goal of this life, the goal of this existence is blissful expansion for all humanity, and gratitude shall flow from our lips, minds, and hearts effortlessly to the ultimate consciousness, God, Brahma, Allah,